You're alive. We're alive. And we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shoot the Shit. Tuesday night's beautiful place for...
Shoot the Shit, where... I lost my thing. Where...
Topics.
Structure is like a... We've got a busy few minutes. Where structure is like a wall built out of Jell-O. And topics. The sky is the limit for what we can talk about. And the topics are kind of like handing a couple beers out at a party, just to lighten the mood up a little bit, get everyone ready to talk about whatever we wish. So, welcome. Glad you're joining us. I hope you learned something new today. We are trying something new tonight. We are creating watch parties along with our own live. We're getting greedy. We're going to see how many people we can get to watch our Shoot the Shit.
Yeah.
We did this last night, and it was really fun with a different live that we were playing a part in.
Yeah, so which segues into our good news story for tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So the good news story for tonight is Impactors for Gorillas.
Yeah.
And how great Linda Sunshine West
Oh, my God.
and Patty Horton did last night with their Jerry Lewis telethon
it came out
style
so good.
live.
It was so great.
It was so awesome. I had so much fun. So
There it is.
I got onto their live, watching their live, and on my phone something came up that said, start a watch party. So I hit it, and I've never done a watch party. But I had like 20 people jump on and watch during
It's me.
Patty and Linda's live, if that makes sense. I don't know. Most of you probably know how a watch party works better than I do.
I don't know how to start one.
But it was awesome. So just go to your page,
I was on my page.
right?
Yep.
And when you see this live,
Mm-hmm. There it is.
it should say start watch party.
Oh, maybe up here. Save video.
Go back to it on your page. I don't know. Mine had a little button that said start watch party, so I did.
So I'll keep looking at it. See if
Um,
I can figure it out for us. all.
So our good news story for tonight is that we are giving some free sessions away. So what's happening is if you donate to impactorsforgorillas.com, if you go there and you donate, if you donate $10, then you're in a drawing to have a reading with a medium, Patty Horton, who does readings over the phone, over the internet, in person, whatever. So if you do a $10 donation, you get in her, she's going to pick out of a hat everybody that did a $10 donation. Mm-hmm. She's going to choose somebody to give a free 30-minute session away to. We are giving a 2-hour strategy session, if you will, for a $20 donation.
Yep.
Right? So we'll pick somebody who does a $20 donation at impactorsforgorillas.com.
And we're just going to pick out of a hat.
Linda Sunshine West for $23 is giving a 2-hour business strategy session.
Yes.
She will get you, you will have a strategic plan for your business when you done with her 2-hour session.
Yep.
Misty Lane is giving a signed copy of her amazing book. And for hers, I think it was a $15 donation.
Yes, it was.
To impactors.com. Impactorsforgorillas.com. We also have an Impactors for Gorillas Facebook page that you can check out.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy's going to put all of these links in for you.
I will.
You can... So the drawing will be on Saturday. So other people actually jumped on. People that aren't part of Team Melissa, people that aren't part of Impactors for Gorillas, other impactors. One woman who's not an impactor, she has nothing to do with the competition. she's giving away a strategy session.
I figured it out.
And her name was Patty.
I don't know how to say
Miho?
it. Mayes.
Mayes.
I don't know if that's right.
So we'll put all this in a post.
Yeah.
But please jump over and donate at impactorsforgorillas.com because it really took off last night. The telethon worked. It got some really great donations. And look, it's not for us, right?
No.
It doesn't help us at all. It doesn't help our team. All it does is help the gorillas.
Yes.
We want to give back to Ellen DeGeneres.
Hi, Arthur. Thanks for joining in. Up there.
Artie, what's up, buddy? That's Artie. We grew up together.
And L. Patrick Dickinson.
Hey, L. Patrick, how are you? So again, it doesn't benefit us, right? It's about us giving Ellen a check, right? We want to give Ellen a big giant check like she gives everybody else. She is giving in every aspect of her business. She is constantly giving people, trips and money and gifts and always doing for others. And we want to do something for her. And so she has the Ellen Fund, which is part of the Diane Fossey
Gorilla Fund.
International Gorilla Fund. And so it all relates back to them. And we just want to be able to support Ellen and support the gorillas and help to build their habitat for the mountain gorillas.
Yeah, how cool is it that this was Diane Fossey was one of her childhood heroes, and her wife Portia gave her the Ellen Fund, the creation of it, which was the development of this campus that's going to house the Diane Fossey International Gorilla Fund to work and continue their work on this campus. It's an 11-acre campus. They've never had a permanent home since Diane Fossey died. So 40 years they've been mobile, working from different places. So she's giving them that. And they've had such success with what they've done so far and being mobile like that. Can you imagine what they're going to be able to do when having an entire campus dedicated to helping the gorillas thrive
and educating the locals on how to keep the food going and how to help the gorillas. There were 300 and something gorillas when Diane?
Less than that. There were less than 200 when she first started getting into saving them.
Right.
Hi Sharon, hi Andrew Cohen, hi Natalie, hi Patty. Thank you all for joining.
And so now there's 1,000.
1,000. Yeah, the last consensus they
somewhere around there, a little over 1,000 gorillas. So in 40 years, it took them that long to get to this point.
Yeah.
Right. So the more of us that can jump on, the more of us that can donate, a dollar helps. The more we can do that, the quicker the gorillas will have, come off the extinction list, have their habitats, have more bamboo to eat. Because they love to eat bamboo. But it's just really cool.
Great.
So, Patty and Linda did this amazing thing last night, and I'm so blessed that I got to see it and be part of it live.
That was so exciting.
I had to jump on and just put you know what? Nancy and I are going to do the same thing. We're going to give away a 2-hour strategy session. We're going to help with marriage maintenance or the soulmate attraction mindset or one of our other courses. And that really led to a ripple effect, right? It led to all these other people jumping on last night and saying hey, I want to do something. I want to give something for donations.
That was the coolest, wasn't it?
And to see that ripple effect take off with Misty Lane and with Patty, and Lee reached out to me today and said he wants to do something.
Yeah.
And so we're going to keep this going.
Yeah.
The first drawing will be this Saturday, and it'll be live on Linda's page. We'll do a watch party so that our followers can see it, and we'll leave links and everything down below.
Which Patty, thank you. She's already put the Impactors for Gorillas link in there.
Thanks,
love
Patty.
You. Yep, and it was fantastic teamwork. Exactly.
It really was, right? It was I was dropping links, and it just to see the interaction and the engagement of all of our followers, our friends, our families, our teammates, and everybody in the Impactor community, right? Somebody actually jumped on and like invited their whole team over to, I think it was Team Cheryl, got invited over to the live from somebody seeing it on one of the watch parties. So that's why we're doing these other watch parties tonight,
to get more...
is to build the engagement, right? We want to get as many people involved in this as we can. Nancy and I are very passionate about the Gorillas. You know, as most of you know that watch us, our whole thing is about more green time and less screen time, right? Getting off your phones, doing something out in nature, doing something
Hi Warren, hi Bethany, hi Mandy, thank you for joining.
doing something to preserve nature, to help the Mother Earth that we live on, right? So whether it's stopping deforestation, whether it's helping the gorillas, you know, whether it's helping an orphanage, whether it's you know, whatever it is that you can do to help, you know, we get so involved in our own thing, right? In our own worlds, our own lives, when we're all here together. Okay? We have more similarities than we do differences, right? And that goes for the gorillas, right? The gorillas are like 98% or 97% the DNA as we are.
Yeah, 97 and 99% depending on the gorilla species. Yeah.
Right? So
amazing.
The mountain gorillas specifically are 97% have the same makeup in their DNA. So we have more similarities than we have differences.
Yeah.
And that goes for all of us with one another. Okay? So
yeah, sorry, just to bring us back.
Hey everybody.
We had to just make sure that our Wi-Fi was on. But Robert Brooker, thank you for joining in. Patty says, hug a tree, be a tree, save a tree. I love it. Yes.
Right? And that's really what we're talking about.
Our
right
good
now.
news story today was about last night's awesome, basically telethon that Patty and Linda put on. So we were just talking about that with our nonprofit.
And I loved, Patty, when you said, like, it's just like a Jerry Lewis telethon. I loved Jerry Lewis. I loved every character he played.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Leah. Hi, Chrissy.
It really helped to create the want I wanted to be in the film industry. You know, Jerry Lewis had a big part of that. And so, you know, his comedy, all the stuff he did, and then the telethons he did, the giving back he did, the caring he did for people. You know, I love Jerry Lewis.
That way
so, yeah, I will.
Let's see. Yeah, I know, we had 3 streams at once. Woohoo! Who said that? We are learning how to rock this, Robert.
Robert, yeah.
Gina Hurley, thank you for joining.
Yeah, and that's the thing we learned last night. I didn't realize how this worked, and so, you know, again, we're learning. You know, we just started doing lives like, you know, a week ago.
A couple of months maybe. Well, for those of you joining in just now, welcome to Shoot the Shit. Those of you that are new to our show, you're coming in, we're only a few minutes in, and we always start out with a good news story, which is what Scott's talking about right now. But Shoot the Shit is really just a place where we joke around that structure's literally like a wall built out of Jell-O. We have topics each week, but they're just to get people talking. There's no specific deadline structure to it. We just want people to get together and share their opinions and their stories.
Yeah, and it's called Shoot the Shit because if you drop a comment down below that says invite me in, we click on we invite you in. You come in to us, right? We send our little dinghy out to get you, and you come in and you have a minute or two with us, and you tell us your story, share a comment, share something about the topic we're talking about, or not about the topic we're talking about.
Doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
Just pop in and say hello.
Yeah. Camilo Novella, hi, nice, thank you joining in.
Because
Sophia,
we love to shoot the shit with people.
Yeah.
And it really goes back to when Nancy was a child and being around the big round table and
Yeah.
conversations with her mom and her mom's friends and
We
and
had
shooting
many
the
of
shit.
them. Yeah.
So that's what we do.
And we learned so much sitting around Dania Gomez. Hi. We learned so much sitting around that table talking with everybody. So that's what's really cool. What we want to bring back is you always learn something when you hear people telling stories or sharing their opinions about things. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. It's great to talk with people.
Yeah.
And
The only thing we stay away from is politics.
yeah, we don't get into politics and all that kind of stuff. But it's not to say that we don't talk about things. It's just we like to talk about positive things, share funny stories, and our topics kind of represent that. But that's what Shoot the Shit is all about.
Yeah, so welcome to everybody, and thanks for joining us. If you're here live, please hashtag live.
Yeah.
If you're watching the replay, please hashtag replay. And just sit back and enjoy,
Yeah.
crack a beer, have a glass of wine, whatever.
Yeah.
Have some water.
And so, hi Fred. Thanks for joining in, Fred Norris, tuning in. But
Fred, my favorite photographer.
Best photographer ever. As we talk about things, if you want to comment in the comments, go ahead and do that. But if you want to join in, just make sure you're on your phone so our things have to sync up. So on your phone, horizontally, and you write "invite me in" the comments, and we pop you in. And hopefully boop is just as easy as it usually is.
Yeah.
But today's topic, might as well bring that up while we're talking about topics.
Yes, you should.
We had someone suggest that maybe we should talk about imposter syndrome. And meaning, what does that mean, right? Hi, Sophia. Sophia says she's watching.
Hey, Sophia.
I think that's you commenting.
I hope the information I gave you worked out. If you have any more questions, let us know.
Which you texted me. We were in a meeting before this, so I haven't gotten to get back to that. But so imposter syndrome in business, right? We sometimes run into feeling like maybe we're faking it to make it too much, or you don't feel like you're being sincere in that moment of doing something with a client or with someone, another business partner, a business person.
Or within yourself.
Yeah,
right?
Or within yourself.
We sometimes tend to believe that when we start a business, that we're, like Nancy said, we're faking it till we make it, right? And even if other people see your business as, wow, it looks like it's doing great, and you're at these events, and you're selling your products, and all this, internally, right, we all have this internal dialogue that tends to go to the negative side, right? That tends to tell us that, well, we're not doing a good enough job, or we don't know enough to do this, or how could you possibly coach somebody when you're this or that, or, right? And so that's really what we're talking about tonight, right? How many of us have felt that?
Yeah, and I think and anyone that's in business, you hear the term that you're told to fake it till you make it. And you can get caught up in that of where's the balance, where do you draw that line, and feel like that maybe you're not as confident as you're saying or pretending that you are. But the truth of the matter is, no matter what the situation is, if you're doing it, if you're moving forward in that moment, you are that. You are confident because you're doing that. It doesn't matter what other people think, and it's okay to be honest with people if it's a first time or if it's whatever it is that you're doing. It's okay, and I think I know in my past of getting into the business world, I got lost in that sometimes, where I felt like I had to put on this big show, and then you felt insecure if it wasn't adding up. And when I just was honest, I gained more confidence, because you get praise from people that, this is your first time? Holy crap, like, what? And they'd hear that, and you got a little more boost from it, just personally, because it wasn't your 10th time. You weren't faking it so much in that sense, but you're not, it's just being you, it's being authentic, but knowing that you're doing it because you have the confidence, you have the experience to do what you're doing, or else you wouldn't be stepping out to do it. And most people don't even have the confidence and experience to step out.
Yeah, and just be authentic, right? That's a big thing. Patty, if you teach from experience, you can never go wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right? Hey, Daryl Stern, Mandy, Robert, Sophia, Chrissy-Ann, Glenn,
Hi,
Diane.
guys. So, have any of you ever felt this? Have you ever, I know we have a lot of business people in our circle. Have you ever felt the imposter syndrome in life where you're like, oh my God, I don't feel like I'm being, me or truthful or...
Yeah, and what did you do about it?
Yeah, how did you feel in that? What did you do?
How did you counteract it? How did you, what did you do to, or are you still there? Do you still feel like that imposter? And what can you do to relieve that? Relieve yourself of that feeling.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, all the time, it really does come from self-limiting beliefs. What do you got?
Yep.
Authenticity trumps all.
Yeah.
L. Patrick, I totally agree with that. Even in the lives we do and everything we do, if you're not authentic, people feel that. And I feel that when you're not being your authentic self, that your true message will get lost. Right? What you're truly trying to give people or do sort of gets lost in there.
Yeah. Patty, what did you two learn from that moment? It would be great to hear your story. Which moment exactly are you talking of, Patty? Just clarify there, and we'll be more than happy to share our story.
Yeah. For me, when I opened my first climbing gym, so I'll give you a little backstory real quick, right? I had dropped out of high school in the beginning of my senior year. I wasn't the book school kind of person. I did go back. I got my high school diploma, and did that, and then went right to work, right? I worked in the trades. I've been in the film industry. I did theater. And so I've always worked in that sense. And I got to a point where I wanted to open a rock climbing gym and a guide service. And everybody I brought it up to was like, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, right? And watch me, right? I think, Patty, that was yours last night, right? And I love it because I'm the same way, right? Watch me.
Patty says imposter moment.
Right? Watch me do it. And as soon as those words came out of my mouth, to prove to them, watch me, I can do anything, that internal dialogue started up of, can you do that? What makes you think you can do that? What? You've never done that before. You don't even know how to do a business, start a business, right? So I did some research, right? I just started to look into, what do I do? Who do I talk to, right? And the first thing I came up along was that, well, do you have a business plan? A what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a plan. Open a rock climbing gym.
Yeah.
That's not what they meant, right? So I got that little nugget, and I went back and looked up, what is a business plan, right? And how do I do it? And with each step that I took, a little bit of that imposter was murdered, right? With every piece of knowledge that I learned, with every mistake I made, with every truth that I spoke, that imposter started to kind of get pushed away, right?
Yeah.
And then I opened my gym, and it was open, and there were people in there, and they loved it. And every once in a while, that would still come up, like, who are you to take people on a trip and talk them out of fears and talk them out of their self-limiting beliefs when you still have yours, right?
Yeah.
And it's all these things that come up for us that, if we're not aware of it, can really overrun us, right?
Yes. Oh, I totally agree. And I'll chime in a second. Chrissy-Ann says I kind of own it. If I'm feeling that way, I do fake it till I make it, but I figure out what is making me feel that way. Is it that I don't know how to do something? If so, I find a person who knows how so they can teach me. Yes, exactly. And that's kind of what we were talking about a minute ago, Chris, is finding that balance, right? Because there are some instances where, and I think if you use the fake it till you make it scenario more for the sense of developing your confidence, not overstepping boundaries that you haven't already taken, then you find a balance. If I've always used it to, like you're saying, to almost give you that, like, I can do this, like you said, I got this, because you do, or else you wouldn't be stepping out to do it. You have the will and the know-how to go do it, and you're light years ahead of all the people that haven't yet. And right there then is that you're making it. So you don't have to fake it, but the fake it till you make it kind of gives you that, well, yeah, I'll walk in with this confidence. But all that does is make you walk into a room with confidence and shows everyone that you are exactly what you're coming in to do. You know, so it's kind of this little mask that you put on to give you this confidence, but you don't need it. It's a great tool to have if you want to pull on it. But actually and I'm not saying the name of who suggested the topic, because I didn't confirm with them if they wanted to talk about their business and everything, but their scenario was opening a store and getting people to come rent space from them, and feeling a little, who am I to, I'm meeting with these other business owners and kind of feeling imposter syndrome, like I should know what I'm doing. And my comment to them, which was my belief and opinion on it, and I know that person has ran stores before. They were managers in stores. They know how to run a store. Yes, they may have not owned their own store yet, but you know how to run a store. And the fact that you're doing it and opening it, you're light years ahead of the people renting from you. So that immediately puts you in the authority figure of knowing what you're doing, because you're doing it. You're the one taking in the ads and taking in. It's like having one of my sisters runs a motel, and she hires cleaning people to come in and clean. And same thing with her. Who am I to say that they can do this or that? You own the place, so you own it. You know exactly what to do. So it's your bag to write down that you can or can't do this, and to do the interviews, and
right. And
you are a business owner.
And I really like Chrissy. I'm the same way, right? If I don't know something, I learn it. I find somebody that I can look at and model what they're doing. If they're doing something that works, because that is how we do business, right? It's how you learn. It's how you start anything. As children, we crawl around.
And Kelly, thanks for joining.
As children, we crawl around and we watch everybody walk, and then we learn how to walk. Right? We model what they're doing. And business is the same way. So if you're in a business and you're just starting out, look at other successful businesses that are like yours and model what they do, right? Ask questions, call people up. The story in your head of, well, they're my competitor, they're not going to help me, they're not going to give me information. Don't listen to that story, right? Don't listen to the story that you start up on yourself. Of your idea of what's going to happen or how a conversation's going to go. Go for what you want. Open that business. Learn the things you need, right? I'm not saying like throw care to the wind or however that goes.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a business plan was. So I found a place, and it was it was called SCORE, and it's a free thing that is in a lot of communities, and they help businesses to get started. And they taught me how to write a business plan, right? I didn't know how to use QuickBooks. So I hired an accountant, and she taught me how to use QuickBooks.
Yeah. And a lot of times people just will want to help. Hi, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Your brother.
Hey, Michael Dean.
Christine Douthit. Awesome seeing you here. Haven't seen you in a long time. When I was doing the handbags and I would reach out to competition, I got more response from them because people like to be able to show you what they know, and not from a place of not from a place of ego so much, but a little bit. And they like to pass that on, like, you're looking at me because I can show you what to do. So if you reach out in a way that kind of ruffles those feathers a little bit, in a kind way, you get so much response because people want to help. We look at it as, oh my God, they're going to think I'm competition, or they had 12 stores. I was sewing a bag. Like, I am not competition coming in at that point. But I would reach out and just, hey, I'm coming into this world, and this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn this or this, or coming, wanting to get into their stores.
Hey, Lynn, thanks for joining.
Hey, Lynn. And Robin James, thanks for tuning in.
So we're talking about the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
That business owners feel. And starting a business, and running their business, and what that creates, and how we can overcome that, how we can get through that, that feeling of, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna fake it till I make it, and do people see that? Do I, who am I to give somebody advice? Who am I to do this or open that, or and it can be debilitating.
If you let it.
Yeah.
If you let it. But you really have to, number one, if you want to do it, do it. And number two, you really have to look at it as, I'm doing it. So that's big. A lot of people don't step out to even play with those thoughts.
Yeah. They let fear keep them from doing anything. Right? And, I like to equate fear to a false evidence appearing real.
I love that one.
Okay? And it really holds true for me, right? I'm not saying there's not dangerous things in the world. There are, right? But the fear that we feel about doing things is generally false, right? It's false evidence appearing real. So, you have the idea that you want to open a business, and you're fearful that it's not going to make it, right? You're fearful it's only going to last a year. You're fearful you're not going to get any clients. You're fearful you're not going to sell anything. But the bottom line is, when you open it and you follow through and you learn how to do it and you follow those steps, that you are going to sell something. You are going to get clients. And it is going to work. Now, that doesn't mean that your business may close, right? My first climbing gym closed. The
timing. The market?
The market crashed, and we had been in business for a little while. We had a great climbing community in our gym. We did tons of trips with people, and the stock market went, the housing market went, and the first thing to go is entertainment, right? Is those extras, right? Because we got to pay the mortgage, and we got to keep food on the table, we got to keep the lights on, and I can remember sitting down to explain to my son about closing the gym, and that it wasn't a failure, right? The only failure would have been me never opening the gym, right? The only failure would have been when somebody asked me for a business plan, not to do the research to learn what a business plan was, right? That would have been my failure. My failure wasn't opening a gym and then closing it, right? If you look at people like in big business, how many small businesses they closed, how many times they opened a business and it went out of business.
Well, and it leads you to opening the next.
Right, and it teaches you, and you learn from it, and you expand on that, and then you open another one. Yeah. Right. So we have another one.
We got a comment from L. Patrick Dickerson, which is, I like it. So he says
she only reads comments she likes.
I only read the ones I like. So no, I'm only kidding.
It's our show.
Totally didn't mean that, but that's really funny. He says, and at the happy hour hangout is when everyone will join and talk about their learnings and lovings, endorsing a rewatch of this and other excellent programming, Billy. Which is so cute. Thank you. And he says that he'll donate 15-minute sessions for whoever gives to your gorilla charity. So he must be watching the beginning part.
Awesome. Who's that?
Patrick Dickerson.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. And Michael Adams and Jim Fuse, thanks for tuning in. Patty says, and fear of not making money can be a driving force. A huge force.
Yeah, especially if you have to pay bills with the money you're making in your business,
Yeah.
because then you can't grow your business.
You think you can. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, oh, how nice. Well, and my handbag business, I went into some serious debt with that to get it to a point that I wanted to bring it to, and to keep digging into that. And I would lots of times let that be the driving force of my failure, rather than looking at, or what I thought was failure, rather than looking at all the giant steps I would take. And luckily to have you, he would point out the difference, of, yeah, but look where it's growing and where that money's getting you. Where I was just looking at, oh my God, I invested this chunk into my business and I haven't made it back yet.
Right, and that chunk, just to show you how fear could hold you back, right? There was an opportunity for Eiley Bags, and Nancy was like, no way, not doing it, can't do it, can't spend another dime, I've put this much into it so far, and that's the conversation she's talking about, right? So I said, well, right, look at what investing in yourself, investing in your company has done, and now you've got this opportunity to be in a New York City fashion show.
Yeah.
With 10 of your own models.
Yeah.
Carrying your bags on a runway in the middle of Manhattan at the New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another investment, right? But the growth from that got her a distributor in Spain.
Yeah.
Right? So, again, we talk about that fear, right? What would have happened if you let that fear...
Yeah, you wouldn't have had that experience, and it wouldn't have taken you to the next realm. And it really is about where you put your focus in your business. If you, obviously you need the money to invest and to move things around and be able to afford this and to invest it into that to bring profit to this, but if you just focus on all of that and lose the, number one, the fun of it, and number two, the leaps and bounds that you had.
Don't lose the fun of it.
Oh, did I say lose it?
Yeah.
Don't lose the fun of it, yeah. To not lose the fun of it, but to pay attention to the leaps that you've made and the strides that you've taken, that it's really taken you to the next thing and to the next thing. And money is just it's in every business. You have to have the ups and downs and the through holes of it, or else you wouldn't have a business. But I didn't understand that part. I would just stay so focused and get really wrapped up in that, and then drive myself harder with work. And imposter syndrome was big in that business for a little while.
Yeah.
Where I felt like, well, I would say I have a handbag business, and then I'd be like, well, in my head, it's not really a business yet. I've only had however many sales, and well, I don't really know if I'd classify it as a business. I'm the only one there. I'm sewing, I'm distributing, I'm marketing, so I would talk myself out of the fact that I had a business. And
changing that mindset.
And when I did, and I would actually, and again, that imposter, to just be more authentic of, I'm building my handbag business, and yes, it's at this stage. I got such support and just greatness from people of where I was and what I had done with it, that I didn't look at it that way.
And how proud people saw her as, wow, you're really doing that. Like, that's huge that you stepped out to do that, right? And I think
didn't look at it that way,
I think we forget to look at that part.
Definitely.
We think and again, we get so buried in that cage of our mind, whether it's in business or relationships.
Hi, Chris Kaysen.
Hey, Chris. Another impactor.
Yay.
We get so trapped in the cage of the mind that we really lose perspective of everything, right? I like to use the analogy of if you walked in an ancient cave, right? Like you're Raiders of the Lost Ark guy.
Yeah.
And you fought your way through the cobwebs, and you enter the cave, and you turn your flashlight on, right? And it lights up this area in front of you, right? And that's all we tend to focus on, is that area in the light, even though there's like thousands of other rooms and things around, right? We get really focused on that one beam of light, and we tend to get stuck in the mindset of this is all I can do. I have to march this way, and sometimes it just takes a coach, a mentor, to kind of go, hey,
Oh yeah.
here's some more light. Look over here, right? Hey, look over here. If you're beating your head against the wall, I can't get anywhere. Like, turn around. Go another direction. But to stay stuck in the fear or stay stuck in the imposter syndrome
Yeah.
will get you nowhere.
Yeah.
So it really is having that mentor, that coach, that best friend, that family member who goes, no, you're doing it, right? Just
See you out of it.
tweak what you're doing.
Yeah.
Look at this avenue, or look at this other perspective,
Yeah.
as opposed to getting lost in that.
And before we continue further, does any of you want to share your story before we get too far into the show? Come in and talk for a minute. Invite me in the comments, and we will invite you in to pop in and share your opinion, your comments on this, your story, whichever. But please know that you can always drop that in the comments, and we will tell you how to go about doing that. But that's what Shoot the Shit's about as well. It's people coming in and shooting the shit with us. Even though we can get wrapped up in shooting the shit with ourselves.
And I'm going to read this comment because I love it. Christy says, oops. Yes, I've always been so proud of you. It's so cool to see your journey.
Yes.
And she's talking to Nancy.
Yeah.
In that.
I know, and I love you and appreciate you for that, Chris. I know you have.
Mandy says, so some really funny thing happened in the store. Your stuff always starts out like that. This funny thing happened while I was getting bit on the butt. So I am going to invite
come in and share her
Mandy
story.
in, because we love Mandy. And if you guys haven't checked out Mandy's Mandyisms page, you need to.
We are horizontal, by the way, Mandy.
Because Mandy is awesome, and we just absolutely love when she comes to visit. Michael Adams, I loved seeing you two passing out flowers. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That was so cool.
So,
Mandy also passed out flowers. For one
So,
coming in.
Michael Adams, we now challenge you to go spread some joy and follow the directions in that, right? Get some flowers outside a grocery store, wherever, and just hand them out randomly, and let people know that you're just spreading joy. And you
3 flowers, 3 people. # spread the joy and challenge 5 people.
And tag us when you do it.
Yeah.
I'm on it. That's awesome. I love that.
Mandy, it says it's adding you. We're horizontal. We actually have a button this time. Yay, amazing.
Yeah.
So it should be...
I'm all about random acts of kindness.
It's so cool.
And it's so fun. It's really rewarding, right?
It is. I was a little, I was shy. I was stepping out of my comfort zone to just approach people like, here's a flower. But the response people get, and we've had a few people in the different random acts of kindness in this competition where people are a little standoffish because it's not common to get random acts of kindness. But once they receive it, they're so excited and they light up, their eyes light up like, for me, a flower? And it was really cool. They were just so shocked and all about spreading the joy, which I thought was really cool.
A lot of them are like Nancy said, are kind of aback with it because they think you want something in return.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, one person I think asked Chrissy's.
Do you want something? Hey, Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett. Hi, Abby.
Do you want something in return for that flower? And all we wanted was to spread joy.
Yeah.
And so we explained that to them, and we give them a free flower.
Yeah.
And one of the videos, and I don't remember who it was, gave a man a flower, and he had never in his whole life, he was an older gentleman.
I think it was Mary.
And he had never been given a flower.
So cute.
And the joy in this man's face, it just...
He was, that video's, I love that one.
It's
Mandy,
just so heartwarming.
I'm going to do you again.
I just did.
Oh, you did?
That was the second time I tried to add her, because you can hit that button down there, the person.
Oh, okay.
Hit that.
Yeah.
And then scroll up.
Oh, I see her.
And hit add. And then hit add. And then
okay.
you can join us. If this doesn't work, hit your little green button, see if you can just come in.
Yeah. Go to the bottom so we can see. Okay. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that one was so great. I loved his little face.
We really do. We really
So
enjoyed
cute.
that, doing that, and it was part of the Impactor, the next Impactor. Kelly, I saw yours. That was awesome.
Oh, you just
giving
gave him the
this was-
goosebumps. Honestly, it was so cool.
It was, and again, it's
People get so weirded out by the random act. Like, I had a woman, I was just out the other day running errands, and I was coming out of CVS, and a woman was coming in, but she was like a little bit away, so I held the door, but she like hollered from the parking lot and was like, oh no, just shut it, you don't have to, no, like she was so like, don't hold the door for me, like don't worry about it. I'm like, it's fine, I'm not going anywhere. And she was, oh my god, thank you. Oh my God. But you could see the uncomfortableness, and I'm like, it's so funny, we're so worried to put people out today or receive that kindness.
and it
Yeah.
shouldn't be. We should be able to spread joy.
Oh, Mandy said she'll jump out and come back in. Yeah, maybe that'll
Okay.
work. Okay.
So
Let us know when you pop back in.
hashtag spread the joy. You know, again, we're talking about Impactors for Gorillas. If you make a donation at impactorsforgorillas.com, and the link is somewhere in these comments, depending on your donation, if it's a $10 donation, you go into the hat to be chosen to get a reading with Patty Horton. If you do a $20 donation, we will pick somebody out of the hat and give them a 2-hour marriage maintenance or soulmate attraction mindset strategy session. Linda Sunshine West, for $23 donations, is giving, we'll pick somebody out of the hat and give them a 2-hour strategy session for business. Mary Vega Ziola is for $25, giving
I believe she is.
something for the thriving athletes if it's in your
Scholarship
area.
program.
Misty Lane is going to give one of her books for a $15 donation to Impactors for Gorillas.
Her book is really, really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
Misty is
Mandy's
awesome.
sitting back.
Um,
Oh, sorry guys.
that's okay.
I have big thumbs. Hey, I'm gonna do it there. Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you do it.
Oh,
Hold on. Yeah.
oh.
Hi Beth. Thank you for joining in.
Oh, Mandy. There you
Right.
go.
Oh, there it is. No, it just popped in.
Add. Okay.
Okay. Let's see if that
Come on
works.
in, Mandy,
Yeah.
because we love your stories. How's your Toastmasters thing going?
Sure. Awesome. You're on it.
And I loved seeing you, like, on Bathroom Moments.
Yeah, tuning in.
Where else have I
commenting.
seen you sneaking into our little world? I love it.
I
I
know.
love it.
Welcome. Keep
So happy to
spreading.
have met you.
Hi,
Mary Sterling, how are you this evening? Just got home from a baseball game. Was it a
Very
good game?
cool.
Did you win? I loved your Jazz Fest thing the other day. I looked at some of those photos. And thank you for sending your friend a message about doing an interview with us. We
Yeah.
look forward to hearing from him.
Yeah. That'll be great.
And getting to talk to him.
And does anyone else maybe want to test out popping in so we can see if it's something that is with our phone or Mandy's? That'll also help us to know if he built it. Did they come? Robert.
Hey, Patrick Brian Hayden. I won't say your nickname. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope everything's going good at work.
Yeah.
I miss you. I miss hanging out with your doofy self. I really do. What else?
Good
What else is
crew.
going on for everybody?
But if anyone else wants to pop in while we're here and share your story, share an opinion or whatever,
Hey, Cindy.
invite me in the comments and we can test it out because Mandy's is still adding, so we're having trouble with that one, but we don't know yet if it's our phone or her phone, or the connection is bad in one way or another. Facebook is weird sometimes.
Yeah,
so
Facebook's been a little glitchy. What movie, Robert? I missed. What are we talking about? Was it something I worked on? Because I've worked on some cool movies.
Mary Shirley, good evening.
We actually have a pretty cool one coming out soon, I think.
October? Gemini?
Yeah, Gemini Man.
Gemini Man.
Check out Gemini Man with Will
I'm
Smith.
in it. I'm an extra in a big movie. You might be able to see like my arm.
Oh, Field of Dreams. Yeah, baseball. Gotcha.
Oh, that was such a good. Yeah.
Durham, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends that were on that movie that worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
Christiane.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so cool. Let me see if it.
Let's see.
I don't know. Oh,
I'm adding. I invited.
No, I know. I thought it popped down.
And then we actually are gonna have to cut our little show because we have another meeting coming up for Impactors.
And this is
Team Melissa.
not that Mandy, I wanted your phone to be broken, but this means that ours is broken yet again, and it makes me so
may
angry.
just be Facebook, and I don't know what the deal is.
So Chris, normally it kind of gives a little notification on your end. Leave it blank for a minute.
Okay.
It gives a little notification on your end that someone's trying to add you. I don't know if you see that anywhere. Sometimes it's like a little green message.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
let us know what you're seeing on your end. It'll help us to fix whatever this issue is.
That's funny. It shows when they skip ad.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, I'm looking at watch parties. We have
I
watch
know.
parties going on. This is
Uh,
awesome.
this is
But
fun.
look, we, it's unfortunate that we didn't get anybody to come in tonight.
Thank you for being willing to, though. And I promise by next week I will have this figured out. We will have this figured out.
Yeah, we'll do some research, and if we got to go to StreamYard, which we may.
I guess we could try that again. Last time we just had a little issue with the internet connection, it being so you don't see anything, Chrissy.
Okay.
We had a little trouble with it linking up because it requires a really strong connection.
Yeah, but we'll try StreamYard again because I
We'll try
really
that.
love StreamYard. Hey James, how are you, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Keep everybody hydrated at work,
Yeah.
especially when my brother and Morgan and my son and everybody else is working on the show. Make sure you keep everybody hydrated and well like you always do.
Yeah.
My favorite medic at work, right there. He's just such a great guy.
Yeah. But before we wrap things up, if any of you guys have any cool stories to share, or comments to share, put them in the comments as we wrap up the next 5 minutes here.
Yeah, and
And
hashtag live, hashtag replay.
yeah. But this was a fun one. I like
Yeah.
this. This was a good topic. So I will
And
thank the person who.
and again for next
suggested
week, if any of you guys have a topic that you'd like us to discuss,
We really like the suggested topics. They're fun.
give us suggestions. We love it. We love talking about the things that you want to hear about.
Yeah.
Any way that we can give you guys more value, more information, anything that we can share to help you guys with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. If we don't know it, we'll discuss it here.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
But we just want to add value. We just want to give you guys some value in whatever realm we can, whether it's relationships or other things.
Lee says, "Hey, I can hear you now."
Hey, Lee!
Hi, Lee. Hi, Mary Zayla Vega.
So, again, anybody that is watching, if you go over to impactorsforgorillas.com, make a donation, let us know you made a donation, and I don't know who that is. There's
Robert.
some
I
stuff
got it.
popped in. Make a donation. Let us know you made the donation so that we can put you in the hat with the right person to get your name or somebody's name picked out. Again, $10 donations is for Patty's readings. $20 donations are for a 2-hour session with Nancy and I. $23 donation gets you a 2-hour session with Linda Sunshine West. A $25 donation gets you something through Thriving Athletes with Mary Zayla Vega. $15 donation gets you in the hat for a book from Misty Lane. Jason Cisneros offered you something, huh? What he offered you?
Offered us an incredible opportunity this evening too. Cool.
That's awesome. We love Jason, and we
I know.
love everything he does. And
Yeah.
talk about somebody that
Great to learn from, man.
does nothing but give value.
Ugh.
I mean, that man gives more value every time he talks than I feel like I could in a week.
Yeah.
He is just, I love him to death, and to be able to say that we've connected and we're friends, and he's just a brilliant guy, and we really can talk, and he's just a straight up guy who's owned a lot of businesses,
Yeah.
successful,
A lot to learn from that guy.
and not successful, right? He's been bankrupt. He's been, he's had to claim chapter or whatever.
Yeah, and he's grown right from it all the way to the top.
Because he
So,
learns the lessons, right? He
amazing.
learns, he models people, and he understands that it's not a failure, that it's a lesson.
Yeah, he puts his ego in the drawer and says, "What can I do better?" Like that's amazing.
And that's really what business is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we're gonna leave you guys.
Yeah. Just
Be
a few
better and
minutes
different.
Early.
Be better and different,
Cool.
and you'll create value.
Yeah.
And so that's what Jason does.
Hold on. It's Robert. Okay.
We love you all.
Thank you so much, everyone, for putting your stuff in the comments and joining in and tuning in and trying to pop in. We will figure that out, and we'll get Shoot the Shit back into interactive next week.
And we'll see you next Tuesday,
Yeah.
right here, same time, same channel, different topic. Hopefully,
Same boat.
hopefully you give us the topic.
Yeah.
Same boat.
Yeah, please put in the comments what kind of things do you want to hear us talk about? What subjects do you like to talk about or want more info on? Put them in the comments.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.